We now have a name for the disease, COVID-19, and I will spell it COVID-19.
Throughout this pandemic, Nova Scotians have done what they do best: support and care for one another. We've learned there are many heroes among us. Here is just one.
I nominated Steve Berry because Steve is always doing something for the community. He's the deputy mayor for Yarmouth because he said that he wanted the community's voice to be heard. So he wants to make sure that people know what they want, not what they think they want. He runs the J Strong Foundation, which is a sports charity. He is always out collecting donations for sports equipment and stuff to fix up the local parks and the local play areas. He does community service for seniors. He does dinners, delivers food boxes. He's just always on the go. You know, as far as Heroes Unmasked, he's kind of a modest fella, so he's not really into all the photo ops and all that stuff. So he might actually be like, oh man, Ginger, put me on the spot. But, you know, he definitely came to mind first.
Well, that's nice. It was really nice to hear from the coworker, and she is new, and having an impression like that on somebody, that speaks more to me than any award or anything, knowing that she kind of sees something positive in what I'm doing, and I might inspire her to do the same. So my main role is to support African Nova Scotian students in any way we can to make sure they have educational success, both at high school and the post-secondary level. I enjoy getting up in the morning, going to school, working with the kids, and COVID times off has made it a little more difficult, but you appreciate it more when you're back around. Taking someone who probably wouldn't have made it and just watching them flourish and become something. They go from kind of head down, not believing in themselves, to just knowing that they can do it. And I always say anyone can teach the smart, but when you can take the kids who don't think they're smart and let them know that they really are, that's when you did your job. So that's what keeps me motivated. And I love even when they graduate and things happen in their life well beyond school, that they come back to let me know or contact me on various social media. But the bonds that you get it lasts well outside the school walls. Social media actually made it a lot easier through COVID. You could start the chat groups or get word out to a whole bunch of people without calling people individually. So right away we started a chat group and a page within the group of kids that I worked with. So that made it a little bit easier. Anytime there was a rumor, you could post it on there and kind of make sure the proper word got out. And I think that's been the big deal, kind of pushing through, is to make sure people have proper information. Just that whole piece of supporting one another and just letting each other know, you know, you're not in this alone. I've said that a million times through this whole thing, and I think that's been the big thing. And I think well beyond when COVID is gone, there are people in our town that know that there are other people there that have their back. And I think that's important to build community from.
You inspire people to do better. I definitely, when I get in a crunch and I'm thinking, how do I go about doing something? I think of something, you know, a quote or something you maybe said at work.
I think in some senses it got a little worse, but in other ways, I think people became more kind. Just knowing that everybody's going through a hard time, right? There's a saying back home that if you see someone without a smile, lend them yours. And I think that's really important. I think people began to kind of think less about the me and start thinking a whole lot more about the we, because we are in this together. And I think the more smiles you can put on people's faces and just calm the storm, and eventually we'll get through it. So.